and all the stuff that's the right size. Come around here and watch all the stones go through the cone crusher, and it's amazing how much product that thing will go through. The rocks are falling in there at a tremendous speed, and they just keep disappearing and come out the other side all crushed. Kind of a fun thing to watch the whole process up close, where you can be there without being a safety hazard. Anyway, so that was a quick aerial tour of a gravel crusher. Well, a few days ago I had the opportunity to be at the gravel pit with my drone near the end of the day when all the trucks were gone and the guys were still working. So I thought, hey, here's my chance to fly the drone over and have an aerial view of what this gravel crusher looks like. And, well, that sounds good, huh? What this gravel crusher looks like, and just to watch it in action, in process. Of course, I'm not a massive gravel crusher guru. I don't know all the answers to everything. I've been around them my whole life, but as you've seen from my other gravel crusher videos, that I've lots to learn. I just find them interesting. They're quite a complex machine, and of course it can get even more so. So this one here, they're moving all the gravel away with the rock truck, so they fill up that holding bin, and then when it gets to the right amount of weight or size, then he starts the conveyor and fills up the rock truck. Sean's probably driving it here today. I think he's the one that puts on the most miles back and forth. And I'm not even sure how many tons they're putting in here. I would guess probably darn close to 30, 25 for sure, because that truck, that Cat 730 rock truck, has an end gate on it, and so you can put even more before it starts to fall out the back. Just pan around and look at the machine for a little bit while they're just finishing up the rock truck, and then I'm like, is he going to keep going until that thing overfills on the ground? But they know exactly what they're doing, how quick to shut it off. And off he goes. Another quick trip to the stockpile. And I'm getting a little better at the drone, so I managed to figure out how to follow him moderately decently to where he's going to go back up and push the pile in. So past the different piles of products, and the other stockpiles are almost gone, and then whip around and back in. It's obvious where he's dumping it because it looks more wet. So I think it's just a little bit of a moisture evaporates, and then the pile looks the same. But I think this is probably about 2.5 or 3 inch crush is what they're making here. Back in, and you see the chains that pull the end gate up. So the higher the box goes, the more the end gate opens up, so nothing ever hangs up. It's always amazing to me. You watch a rock trucking, like, that box is going to go straight up in the sky. Nothing ever hangs up in those things much. Anyway, and then drop the box, and down it goes, including the end gate. I'm going to have to build one of those things for my firewood trailer, and nothing will get hung up in the end like sometimes it does. And race back to the crusher for another round. Anyway, so from this perspective, you can see the lines in the gravel bank that they're working out of, the seams of gravel, I guess is really what it's called, that the loader's digging out of on the far side. Get parked underneath there again. You see that holding bin is almost full for another load already. I don't remember the name of the size of that Cat 986, I think. The loader, the wheel loader. And loop around and have a little bit of a look at the crusher. If I can figure out the camera angle. It's just amazing, you know, you look at all these conveyors going here and there, and the shaker, so all the big stuff stays on the top, and the small stuff falls through, and then the screenings and the sand is being mixed back in, because they screen the sand out before it goes through the crusher, so it doesn't have to be dealt with. And I think I understood that it's actually not good to be trying to crush it. It's kind of abrasive, and it doesn't need to be there either. So on the left side, the sand is coming back into the system. On the right side, all the bigger rock is coming through and being delivered for more screening and more work in another set of screens. So that's where the sand comes out there. And that's the screen that the loader dumps all the pit run on. Also, you see that little twisting thing there. That rotates all the big stones off of there. Anything that's too big to fit through the jaw crusher then will get thrown off by that rotating corkscrew thing there. And all that stuff goes through the jaw crusher. No, first across the screen, then through the jaw crusher. So now it's busted down and into that hopper, and the stuff coming off the cone crusher is blended in there. Then it jumps up and is screened and then run back through the cone crusher. And he's gone with another load already, and we got to see it for a few minutes. I find it interesting. Hopefully you did as well. Have a great day.